To provide homes for those families who can no longer live on Alashan's degraded steppe, the Chinese government is relocating them to newly created development areas, like Luanjingtan. The development areas differ little from the surrounding steppe when they are first incorporated, but water, electricity and other basic services are provided by the government. The promise of land, small loans and infrastructure can be appealing for newcomers when compared to the harsh life on the edge of the desert. And there's better access to employment and education. Throughout Alashan, water is the most precious resource. To provide the means to develop the marginal land in Luanjingtan, water is being pumped from the Yellow River 70 kilometers away. Irrigation can make the desert bloom, but it puts additional strain on scarce water supplies. Although water usage is strictly measured, the long-term sustainability of these methods is very much a matter of debate. Wang Jiye and his wife, Gua Guishan, came to Luanjingtan 6 years ago when it first opened up.
It was a wasteland when we first came. The wind blew every day.
When we came here, there wasn't any water or electricity.
Their hard work is paying off. They're farming 4 hectares and after living 6 years in very cramped conditions, are just moving into a new home. But more people come to Luanjingtan all the time, and many have lost everything to the desert. So international development agencies are helping to provide low-cost housing for those who need it most.
The mission of our foundation is to help give the disadvantaged people of China more opportunities. We think this is a good project because it not only uses the straw, a waste product, but it can also help the people save money by using less energy.
The Kadoorie Foundation is funding ADRA, the Adventist Development and Relief Agency. It's providing new homes for the environmental refugees with an innovative use of an ancient building material, straw.
Farmers, we don't know where. Could have been the plains of Canada, it could have been northern plains in northern U.S. Someone somewhere decided they were going to use these big bio bricks to build a house because they lacked lumber on the plains. Turns out it worked. It worked fantastically. ADRA is one of the very few organizations that is introducing straw bale house in the development context, where we're trying to introduce super low-cost models which bring tremendous efficiencies and help people to have a really nice house at a very low cost.
Here in Inner Mongolia, where it gets really cold, is that straw bales are highly insulative. They make a thick wall that really stops the cold from going through and can also, in the summertime, stop heat from going through. And the house, if it's designed well with lots of big south-facing windows, passive solar, can cut down on fuel usage maybe up to 50%, depending on the climate. So what that translates into for a family is that they're using a lot less fuel and they have more money to spend on food, education, all the basic necessities of life.
Fu Shengyan and Hu Yan were among the first to move into the straw bale houses at Luanjingtan.
The best thing is that it is our own house.
Before we used to rent, and now we have our own house. We don't have to use the stove, and we are still warm, so we save coal.
The second thing is straw is basically a waste product. You can see it burning even around here in this community. And so you're using a material that would normally be going up in smoke and you're putting it into your house. So it's less expensive and it's also sustainable because straw is renewable every year. It's not like brick that takes a lot of energy to produce or wood that takes a long time to grow.
For many, the idea that your house could be made largely of straw is hard to accept. But for environmental refugees like those in Alashan, straw bale houses are one way they can get excellent, affordable shelter. And on fragile land like the grasslands on the edge of China's growing deserts, it's vital to use renewable and sustainable building materials. Wood is scarce, and soil for brickmaking is also badly needed for natural vegetation and for agriculture.
Over there is watermelon. That is the corn. The wheat is in the middle. There are peanuts, peppers, yams, squash. We have everything. Sunflower. We have 7 or 8 crops on around 9 hectares of land.
Chaha Artan, one of Alashan's development areas started in the 1970s, shows the ability and determination of the Chinese to create habitable man-made oases in the desert steppe.
That is all the tree barrier, and beyond are the sands. Before planting here, we had to plant the trees and make a barrier. Without this barrier, sandstorms like we had this year would have completely covered this area with sand. It would be covered with sand this thick.
After 25 years, Chaha Artan looks and feels like a well-established farming community. The 2,600 people living here started out just like those in Luanjingtan. The marginal steppe land was apportioned to landless farmers, and they were encouraged to do their best to combat the desert and build an agricultural base. The hard-working people of Chaha Artan have transformed the sparse vegetation of the steppe almost beyond recognition. But just outside the development area, the desert lurks.